Hey, good evening, everybody. Um, this is me, this is Theus, and a complex mind, simple man, as you know, and thinking out loud. It's been a little bit of a trying month um, for me, certainly for most people out there, especially for the social reality and radical truth to power family. We um, we went ahead and we funeralized our brother Marlon Clyburn. Rest in peace to our family. And yeah, I just thank you for checking this one out. So I'm going to continue on with my third party discussions platform, right? And it can go a couple different ways, like I said up front. I mean, we can be looking at start a whole new third party, which I'm 100% cool with, on board with, or we could look at taking over a party, right? And I'm okay with that as well. In fact, that one may be the more practical one because it's already got infrastructure, it's already on the ballot, and we have to be ready to move for 2028 as we push for state and local and offices as well as offices in Congress, right? So House Representatives and the Senate. Once again, me personally, not really interested in the presidency at this moment in time. That can come down the road, you know, or based on leadership, you guys may decide that that's what we do. I'm not even asking or even interested in any aspect of leadership. I'm just putting my ideas out there as a disaffected Democratic voter, right? I am of the left, as they say, and I'm not impressed with any of the options that are out there. Not going to beat that particular subject again because that's very much what the impetus of this entire series is, right? So, may not have anybody join us, and I plan on this one being super short because one, short notice. I didn't really give anybody much of a heads up. I mean, yeah, I do try to come on each week on each Friday at 7, but it's not like I'm the most consistent um, content creator, if that's something that I could even be considered at this point. But today I want to get at basically it's a call to action for for leftists. Okay, if you consider yourself to be a Democrat, an independent, third party of some sort, and you or a non-voter, and you find yourself on the left side of these things, you may identify as a progressive, or something like that, or a DS Democratic Socialist, right? Whatever you are, if you wherever you identify, you find yourself on the left. What I'm asking, my call here is, hey, we need to start to move more tactically and strategically to basically get more of what we believe this country needs to do and what this country can deliver on. And I'm sorry, the Democratic Party has proven to me, I'm sure it's proven to most of you, it's not up to the challenge. Every once in a while, it has a little spark of life, but overall, the system, the structure of the party, and especially its leadership, is beyond redemption, in my view. It's better than the Republican Party, but that's not saying much, right? That's the bar is almost on the floor, and they're a couple feet above it, right? Well, we need to be up, much higher. So the only way we're going to get there, well, there are a couple ways to get there. We got to pull the party that direction. And you'll hear a lot of people say, well, that hasn't worked. That's true. There's been modest gains. In my view, it's actually been steadily losing ground over the last 40 years, to where the Republican Party has become more extreme towards, they say the right, but really it's more of like an extremist, fundamentalist theocracy kind of thing. And the Democratic Party, instead of continuing to move to the left, has actually started moving to the right. Um, and so it it's deeply disappointing because it's not positioned to deliver the changes that I believe the nation needs. We need a revitalization as far as what it is to be an American. We need a reinvestment into the quality of life of Americans. We need to restore or rebuild or replace so many different aspects of our society so that we can be successful as a nation and as individuals in the nation for the next 40 to 50 years, at which point we'll need to do all this all over again. But for now, I feel like we're in a crisis point. Changes need to be made. And I'm asking you, those of you who, like I said, are on the left, I'm asking you to let's get together, decide how we're going to move, right? We're not all going to do the same way, but if most of us will say, you know what, Green Party, I like the Green Party, I'm going to go there, right? But it needs to be an energy moving that way. It needs to be a lot of us going that direction. And then when we get there, we just take the party over and we reshape it. But it already has some good bones. Or we decide we're going to create our own party that is centered on Americans and on a progressive, and I mean progressive small p, not big P, but a progressive attitude towards the nation is how we function together and how we function internationally, right? So that's kind of in a nutshell what I'm saying. So you got permanent alliances, you got temporary alliances. Permanent, those may be things like we agree that racism is wrong, and there's no space for that in American governance and American business. So we all agree on that. And we all agree that there shouldn't be any discrimination on any person for the basis of sex, gender, identity, anything like that. You are okay as you are, as far as your identity is concerned. It's all about what do you bring to the table, what are you willing to do, and what type of a person are you, right? So that's where the energy is. I believe we can all agree that that is foundational. And we can probably all agree that to be an American is you should be able to take pride in your nation. You should be able to take pride in your nation, your national identity. Something that I know I haven't always been able to do, and it's really hard to do it now. But I want to be able to do it. I want my children and my grandchildren to be able to not just say I'm an American, but to say with pride that you're an American. Right? History has not been good, and current events. We ain't even gonna get into that. So where we can have permanent agreement, that'll be the foundation of the party. And then we have temporary alliances. Like we may decide, the temporary alliance is specific to ending the genocide in Gaza, or ending the occupation in Lebanon, or anything like that. That could be a temporary thing, because once that's out of the way, then people will go back to general international policy. I don't know. I'm just coming up with something temporary. So I'm saying that if you are displeased with the Democratic Party, let's come together and go somewhere. If you are displeased with the entire system, let's come together, let's go somewhere. These would be, I guess, more of your temporary alliances. We need to right the ship, and we need to set a new course. Not just right the ship, but also set a new course. We don't need some more of this weak-kneed Democratic thing where they just come in and say, well, we're going to restore a sense of normalcy. We don't want a sense of normalcy. That thing that was normal was bad, right? So we need to redefine normal. We need to create a new normal, and we need to fight for it, protect it, and build it, and make it better for all of us as Americans. Okay. And I think we can do it, but we got to do it together. And I'm moving through this pretty quick. So this is going to be a really short episode. So that's really cool. So now I'm just going to go here. So what are some of our shared interests as a party? Universal health care. If you are on the left, and a significant portion of the the right that's not out there in left field somewhere, you are in favor of universal health care. You may call it something else. You may have different ideas on how that should be structured, what that should look like. You may might have some alternatives to this whole single payer process that some people have put forward, and you say, well, maybe we need something more of a hybrid view where it's private and public. I don't know. We need to stay flexible and nimble so we can iron that out as a party and push for it. But that would be a shared interest, right? Just because you live in, I'm picking on Nebraska again. You live in Nebraska, you deserve to be able to get to the doctor just as much as somebody who lives in New York. Okay. You're a mechanic, you deserve the exact same access that the lawyer does. And you shouldn't get different care just because you make a different amount of money. Your life is valuable and as a nation, we benefit from you being here and just being you. So let's invest in that, because even if you aren't very successful, by way of you might be your child or your niece or your nephew. So by protecting you and caring for you as a member of the society, we're taking care of the next round that's coming up behind us that we would desperately need. So that would be like a shared interest. Then publicly funded K through 12. Like me, I would say K through 12 plus 4 years of college or vocational. But you might not agree with me there. But I'm sure if you're interested in even entertaining this type of an idea to come together, then K through 12 is a given. If it's not, then this ain't for you, no way, right? So we need to invest in our children, we need to invest in their education, because by doing so, we invest in the nation. We have smarter, more talented, more skilled young people who come up and they can start businesses and run businesses and do the different things, provide the services that society simply needs to be successful and sustainable. Another one, publicly funded elections, right? Whether you are a let's get rid of Citizens United, or if you are right, let's get new legislation in place to bring it under control. If either of those fit your ideal, then publicly funded elections may not be exactly how you look at it, but you may have some variation. But it all comes back to we have way too much money in the process, which has crowded out actual voters, actual people, actual needs and ideas. The corporate class and the Epstein class and all, they have outsized power in our elections. And it's because of the money. They can purchase access that other people can't get to. So whether it's publicly funded elections or some other term or phrase that interests you, if you want the power to come back to the people and not in the hands of the corporation and a few elites, then this is a place for you. And we can come together on that. And we can build out what the platform will be from there. All right. So those are some of the things as far as like why we can come to the same place, whether it's Green Party or a new party, but we have to make a move. Okay. And this is just my short call to action saying, hey, we can continue to complain all we want, but complaining doesn't fix anything. Let's start making some direct action. Let's start actually building some party infrastructure. Let's start looking at who's going to be in positions of leadership, who's going to be in positions of representation, who's going to be in position of support. All of these things we need think tanks, we need organizers, we need mobilizers, we need our set of funders. We need all of these things. And check this out. One of the main reasons that, like me and a lot of Democrats have not left the Democratic Party, as pathetic as it is because we always say the same thing. Third party can't win. Well, if I'm making up a number here, but it's entirely doable because you're part of this. If 40 to 50% of the Democratic Party, which would be basically the youth vote and the minority vote, and those who are really serious about whatever their issues or topics of concern are left the Democratic Party and went to one place, right? So let's just say 40% of registered Democrats go to the Green Party, and 40% of never Trumpers go to the Green Party. 40% of progressives go to the Green Party. 40% of independents go to the Green Party, and 40% of non-voters go to the Green Party. Okay. Now, all these groups are not equal in size, but we're talking about 40% of each of these groups, and we all go to one place. A couple things happen. One, the Democratic Party is abundantly weaker because it doesn't have the people anymore. Okay. Part of its appeal is that it kind of breaks even with the Republicans. So pull that away from them. Wherever we land is now more powerful than a Democratic Party on the basis of numbers. Further, with us all going to the same place, I'm picking on the Green Party because this, to me, is fertile ground. You go to the Green Party, you now have a huge influx of talent, money, and energy. So that, to me, lackluster party is forced to change because its leadership's going to change because we came in there and we took it. And those who agreed with us stayed, and those who didn't, they went ahead and joined the Democratic Party like they might as well do anyway. But you bring all these disaffected Democrats and left-leaning people and right, and even like center-right people, bring us all to one place, and we will rival the Democratic Party and the Republican Party immediately just because of our presence. And because we'll be the new and shiny thing, guess what that brings? That brings money. That brings energy. Right now, what we're doing is like trickling, right? We did a little trickle thing where a few of us will leave because, man, we get sick of this and we're going to go over here and we'll try this out. That doesn't move the needle. It's too small. We need to move in mass, right? So, and then that could be part of the temporary alliance that I was talking about. We do this for just 1-2 election cycles. If the new party that we build or the Green Party that we change is responsive to the change and shows that it can be successful and within 1-2 election cycles, then we stay. If it doesn't, you can go on back to the Democratic Party if that's what you want to do, or you can go back to whatever your position was beforehand. You literally lost nothing because by staying with the Democratic Party, you get exactly what the Democratic Party has continued to give us. They ignore us. They don't care what we want. They protect the gerontocracy with the utmost energy. So you're not getting new ideas. You're not getting new energy. And when they do get someone who's young and energetic and knowledgeable and talented, they use them like toys. They let them go out there on a talk show circuit. They let them make their little speeches, but they won't let them have committee seats. They won't let them lead anything, right? So what's the point of being a part of something that actively ignores you? Leave. Let's leave. Let's build a new big thing. Force them to pay attention to us because they won't have any other choice, right? And then, and this is all about, I forgot to flip the little thing here, but it's all about the course of action, right? This current election cycle, 2026, it's too late. We're in the primary season. My personal view is if it's an independent, third party, or a Democrat, and they have a position, any of those three, and they have the opportunity to win whatever seat that they're in, vote for them, whatever they are, right? If the Democrat has the best spot, go for him, vote for him. Doesn't matter how good or bad he is, just vote for him or her, vote for her. If it's an independent, then do that. If it's third party, then do that. Nobody is more valuable than any other in this election. The only mission is to keep the Republicans out of power and out of their seats because they have been complicit in what has been happening over the last 10 years and most especially over the last 3. So anything but a Republican is basically where you do any vote blue no matter who. No. Just don't vote red. Okay. And make the best play. So if what you are facing is a Democrat and a Republican, and nobody else even has a chance of winning in this election cycle, vote for the Democrat. Okay, being very clear here. But if it happens to be in your local elections, then you make the best decision on who can win, and you do that, right? But this is the last time. This is the last time, and I'm only saying this right now because we are once again in the ninth hour. I'm tired of ninth hour. Okay, so now do what you got to do. But for 2028, we're going to use all of this time and the next year and the next year to be in position to take some of these things, right? You don't have to spend 10 years to build this thing. And then that way we can get some people into the House and into the Senate and really start to shake some things up just because you're there. Just because now, instead of having just Democrats and just Republicans and some independents who pretend to be independent, but they're really Democrats or Republicans, you'll actually have some independents who have their own constituency. You'll actually have Green Party in seats with their own constituency. So now where we fit, where we sit, those parties have to come to our representative to get anything done because they're so locked in. They're so tight in their numbers. If we just had 5 senators, not even that, 5 House members who were true new Green Party, not current Green, true new Green Party, we could swing any vote that happens on the floor because they're already, right now, they're like within 2 to 3 votes. We just need 5 people that are really committed to purpose, who are really committed to this project. And based on that energy, we'll send more behind them, and we'll send more behind them. So next thing you know, you have 30, 40, 50 in the House. That's an entire block that can move anything. They'll be on different committees just because they're there. They'll be on all the different votes, and they'll be able, and if you're coordinated and cohesive, you can make a lot of things happen. Just ask what those people call, it's not the Tea Party. I forgot what these people call it. It's like the Tea Party over there. Ask them. They move things all the time, right? Because they'll get together and be like, look, there's 5 of us and this is what we want, right? So that's my call to action, y'all. That's what I'm talking about. That's my also how we move forward, how we make things move, how we change some things up. Got any thoughts? Hit me up. Like I said, this was a short one. If you have ideas, feedback, throw a comment in there. I definitely will read it. Or you can shoot me an email like you see on the screen. We can talk it up. If you want to be on here, we can chat. We can even debate. I'm open to that too. And it's just really, we want something different. You got to do something different. Enough with this just complaining to complain, man. We heard your vents. They've heard our venting. They've heard our complaints. They've heard your complaints. It doesn't matter. We have to actually put effort behind our words so that we can start to get different results. All right. But there you go. This is Theus, Complex Mind, Simple Man. I'm just thinking out loud. You guys have a good rest of your day. And thank you for watching my video.